Hello everyone, and welcome to our new video, Richard III, Fate and Free Will. In our video today, we are going to present you the aspects Fate and Free Will in connection with the play Richard III by Shakespeare and the film Richard III made in year 1995. Well, to do that, we have to take a look on Richard's thoughts about Fate and Free Will. In the play, Richard himself doesn't really consider that he has a free will. We can see that at the very beginning of the drama, in Act 1, Scene 1. He says, I am determined to be a villain. So, in his introspection, he believes that being an evil person is his chosen destiny. Also in his appearance, he believes that his disability is related to his order in society, and his actions, as he says in Act 1, Scene 1 again, deformed, unfinished, sent before my time.
Considering his fate, we can see that through the play when Richard becomes king. Everything turns into chaos. Things return to normal when Richard dies and Richmond becomes the king. Which leads us to ask, why does he think that way? Maybe it's hard for us to imagine that a normal person in our society thinks like that. So the better question is, why did Shakespeare create or present Richard in this way and make him think in this way? To answer this question, we must go back to the 16th century in England and take a look at the Elizabethan era. In the Elizabethan period, the Elizabethan beliefs were spread in England. It states that everything in the world has a fixed position in a great hierarchy. The name of this belief is the great chain of being. So everyone has a written fate and life to follow. If someone breaks this structure, everything would fall apart. The king was seen as God's chosen representative on earth. So doing something against the king is like doing something against God.
Also, a common thing in Elizabethan beliefs was that there is no separation between soul and body, so any defect in one affects the other. So now to put things in context. Richard III was created by Shakespeare in the Elizabethan era. We can clearly see aspects of the Elizabethan belief in Richard. Everything has an order and a fixed position. When Richard breaks this structure and wants to become king, and doesn't accept his order, everything falls apart and into a big chaos. Shakespeare chose to present Richard III as having a disability, although the real Richard III does not have a disability. So, because of the connection between soul and body, the disability in Richard's body presents the evil in him.
The ghost scene, which in our society we might see as some kind of witchcraft or something supernatural, was perhaps a form of punishment from God towards Richard to audience of that time. So I think that can happen in real life. Also, as we saw at the end, Richard was killed by Richmond, the person who truly deserves to be the king and wanted to be king. So when Richmond takes the lead, everything reverts to the normal structure and as before.
And now that we have finished explaining fate and free will in the play, we will explain it in connection with the film. Fate and free will are viewed differently in the film. The film was made in the year 1995, so definitely not in the Elizabethan era. In the film, free will was only given to those in power. Weak people are unable to act on their own, and their fate is decided by the powerful people.
Richard himself, when he claims the power he wants, he has free will to make choices that determine his own fate. Even his death was a choice, while in the play he was killed by Richmond. In the film, instead of fighting Richmond, he decides to kill himself and jump onto the burning battlefield.
Fate and free will can be helpful in connection with other topics, especially with Frankenstein. The questions of fate and free will play an important role in Frankenstein. Questions like, did Frankenstein decide the fate of the monster by creating him and leaving him? Or the question, does the monster have a free will, or are his choices only reactions of Frankenstein's actions? Are important questions, and there are also another questions that could be answered with the topic fate and free will.
And now, finally, we are going to end our video with a question to start a discussion. The question is Richard responsible for his actions? Please start the discussion.